in proper sync and alignment.
Exactly, I agree with you. This is the beginning of a good environment in the business among executive assistant and executive. No matter what skills you have, maybe you are the best assistant. If your value, if your belief don't match with your executive or with the company, and maybe with the other executives, because you are the go-between among your direct executive and other departments, then it's time to quit or go and look for another opportunities that you may be happy.
Exactly. Because, there is no point being in a company and spread negativity, right? You're
Yeah.
responsible for the image. So you've got to be happy. You've got to be spreading positivity, and if you're not happy yourself and you every day you have to push yourself to go to office, I don't think you can create that environment for yourself.
No, 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 I agree with you, Preeti. And as last question, is there any suggestions you can give through future assistants and also to us? Because, as I always say, we need to learn from each other, from what we are doing, from our experience, from the lessons learned from experience of executive assistant. Is there a suggestion? It can be a training, a seminar, or any book.
There are a few suggestions I would give because I have seen people struggling with it, especially in the rest of the world, not North America, wherein this position is still not considered very significant. So there would be people who would think that you're a glorified tea coffee lady and you're trying to poke your nose into their business. They wouldn't involve you into things. So
Yes.
this job requires a lot of self effort, So there's one suggestion I want to give people that if they want to become executive assistants, they shouldn't expect a set job description for someone. They'll have to create a job description for themselves. And
Absolutely.
communication is the key because they are going to be resisted by people who don't want a barrier between their boss and them. They're going to be resisted by, the business administration when it comes to a promotion. So we've got to be firm about our contributions. We've got to be firm about, being persistent with ensuring that we are persistent about communicating with the team and ensuring that the team
Mhm.
knows why we are there. And so educating others about your role is a key part of the role. So I have done that. Like I used to work for a global IT head. I'm not an IT person, So all of
Mhm.
his team was like, where does this woman come from? She's not from IT. She does not understand our language.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I
it took me
understand
a
you.
while. I started with interacting with the team. So instead of wowing my boss, I focused on wowing his team first. So I started
Mhm.
interacting with his team members, understanding what they do, and educating them at the same time as to why am I there. It took me 4 months time, approximately 4 to 5 months, but it got a lot better because then people started contributing, people started cooperating with me. Because
Mhm.
your job is to get work done out of the team and communicating it to your boss, and it worked both ways. So if you're not, so we spoke earlier about being in sync with your boss, but you've also got to be in sync with the team because you are the link of communication between both of them. So
Absolutely.
whoever wants to be an executive assistant, this is a very important thing they should understand, that there is no set job description. Nobody's going to put it on a plate and give it to you that you have to do ABC in a day and then you can go home. It requires a lot of self effort and intuitiveness. You need to intuitively assess what people want from you and give it to them. Be a solution provider.
Yeah.
And another thing that I want to add, especially for new executive assistants, the millennials who are now coming into the
Yeah.
market because they want everything done yesterday.
We will give the flags to them.
Yeah, they want everything done yesterday. They're very short on patience. So, it's a unique job wherein you work for someone who has many more years of experience than you, has much more maturity than you, but mentally you still have to somehow match that level, right?
Mhm.
So whoever comes into this role should be prepared to learn. So you shouldn't
Yes.
come to the office and in 6 months thinks that you know everything, and you should be allowed to do things your way because it's somebody else's business, right? So you've got to
Yes.
learn, you've got to give you got to have patience, and you've got to understand how things work, and how is it you can contribute better in that setup rather than trying to do something of your own.
Yeah,
Because I've
right.
seen a lot of youngsters struggling with that. I've trained a lot of people who would come to the office, and in like 2 months time they would think they know it all, and they would then just say that you're micromanaging them. But
Mhm.
so it doesn't work that way. I mean, you have to be micromanaged until you are up to the
Yeah,
level that the company could represent.
yeah. Right. Thank you so much, Preeti. I'm done with my questions and really appreciate that you take your time for us, for our project at your Sunday evening. And I'm sure that the future assistants are going to learn lots of things from this interview, because every single information is really precious and also consisting of lots of experience. We are not talking for anything that we have no idea. We are talking about everything that we have experienced. So lessons learned from not life, from executive assistants life. And
Well,
due to this,
I really hope and pray that you get million followers on YouTube and your project becomes a success. I really, really hope for it.
thank you so much. And nowadays, it's attracting universities here in Turkey, because the future assistants, as I said, just read this position on the books. That's it. They have no idea what's going on in real life. So before they face with the reality, I wish them to see what we are doing, what we are dealing with, what we are suffering from, to hear with this kind of interviews. As you said, it's a job full of action. This is the side I love mostly, because one of my executive assistant friend from India told me that I love this job a lot because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or in a second.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I said yes. I
That's
also love
true.
that.
That's true.
Full of action, lots of change. You plan, but plan is spoiled. You need to plan again. You need to create the option C, D, E, F, G, many options. And also network is important. As Erin, the previous executive assistant friend of mine, mentioned the importance of network. So I'm also learning lots of things, and also write it in my notebook, this kind of important things.
Networking is an important thing that you brought up. I think we still are way behind on this. So in 2017, I won an award in India. It's called EA Summit Award.
Uh-huh.
And so it was a summit for all the executive assistants in the country. So there was a big conference in one of the five-star hotels, and I got a runner-up award. The main award went to the girl who was an executive assistant at Facebook. So it obviously depended on the size of the company also. So I went to that conference, and there were about 105 executive assistants in the same room. And still, each one of them were busy into doing what they were doing on the rest of the days. They were not making advantage of that time that they were there with other executive assistants. Everyone was in a kind of a rush to go back to their usual lives and just get to their business. So I think we get too involved and lost into what we do, and we are really behind on networking.
Yeah, network is really important. And before I close the interview, I would like to admit that India is really very good at having very successful creative executive assistants. So far, I interviewed many executive assistants from India. They really have very, very good ideas, very creative ideas, and also very hardworking ones. Yeah, I really learned lots of things from them, and
That's
I'm
because
very
Indian
lucky.
bosses are that's because Indian bosses are more difficult.
I am really lucky to have each of them. Yeah, I must admit that. And also, you, thank you so much. Really appreciate. And after COVID, if you will be traveling to Turkey, I'm here as one of your friends. Please accept me like that. I will be so happy to host you.
Absolutely. I have to visit Cappadocia. It has been on my list for a very long time.
Oh
So
my God.
definitely.
I am an Indian lover. I love India a lot. My dream, my love country. I've been there for 2 times. But really, after COVID, I'm planning to go Mumbai. There's the bucket list of mine. And just I'm wishing COVID gone. And you may be here. I may be there. So let's see.
But now I'm in Canada. I
I
don't live
know,
in India
yeah.
anymore. So you're welcome to visit here too. It's very beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Hope to see you in person and take care. Stay healthy, please.
You too.
Bye
Have a nice
bye.
day.
You
Bye.
too. Bye bye.